is Michael Mastro. The YouTube channel is Vastu Creations. Today we're going to look at the chart for Rupert Murdoc. There was recently a CNN special series on the Murdoc family, um, the media giant, as he's known for. If you look to the eastern horizon when he was born, you would see the constellation associated with Sagittarius rising at 9 degrees. 9 degrees becomes the most effective point of every house. So any planets like Venus, like Mars, that are within 5 degrees have a lot of impact in the chart. So first off, we're going to see how the planets are operating, and then we'll look to see when the planets are operating during certain events in his life, and then we'll look to see what we could do to improve the chart. So first, we want to see where the Multicona signs fall. The Multicona signs are the numbers on the chart there. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 11 are the Multicona signs. Multicona means that two planets rule a lot of the signs, and only one of those signs is the Multicona sign for that planet, which is the sign that is most in alignment with the planets. Say, so Venus, for example, rules Taurus and Libra. Venus is all about relationships, and so is Libra. So Libra becomes the Multicona sign for Venus. So first, let's see, wherever these Multicona signs fall is the karma that Rupert Murdoc is working out in this lifetime. So we have the first sign, number 1, Aries, ruled by Mars in the 5th house. So he's learning about investments. He has children and how to deal with those children, and learning about education and entertainment, as he owns 20th Century Fox and many newspaper outlets, Fox News as well. Then we have the 4th sign. Now, whenever we have a Multicona sign in the 6th, 8th, or the 12th, the Dustana houses, the challenging houses, the ruler of those signs becomes functional malefic along with Rahu and Ketu. So in this chart, the 4th sign of Cancer, ruled by Moon in the 8th house, he's learning about transformations, death-like experiences, inheritance, many things, a lot of drama and secrecy in his life. And then you got the 5th sign of Leo in the 9th house, very much involved, learning about politics and influence and belief systems, a lot of good fortune. 6th sign of Virgo in the career house, ruled by Mercury. So his career is all about communications and business. Mercury is about that. Then we have the 7th sign of Venus in the income house, learning about incomes and social connections, fulfillment of desires, organizations, very much involved in all of that, learning about that. Then we have the 9th sign of Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter. That's the ruler of the chart, and so Jupiter is all about informing the public, basically, in his case. And you also have Moon there. That is now Moon is afflicting Saturn in that house. So he's really learning to connect with what he came here to do, which has to do with informing the public. Then we have the 11th sign of Aquarius, ruled by Saturn in the 3rd house. This brings him success through hard work and discipline, learning about how to be successful. in the fine arts of communication. Um, so let's see how these planets are operating individually in the chart. So first off, we have um, Sun. It's in old age, so it is um, a little bit weak in his chart. Now, Sun is ruling the house of good fortune, politics, influence, belief systems. It brings him good fortune through entrepreneurial endeavors. Sun is in the third house of entrepreneurial success, um, and it's fairly close to Mercury, which is all about publishing. So success comes through that publishing and politics, and very much involved with Brexit and making Brexit happen and influencing Trump's win in the election. Um, Now, early on in his life, he had a lot of self confidence issues, wanted to really please his father, um, kind of distant relationship from his father. Um, now, uh, in the moon is weak at 1 degree, and it can cause harm if it's conjunct or aspecting another house or planet. It's not close to the most effective point, but it is aspecting or afflicting Saturn in the main chart. So Saturn gives he did some research into occult things, and there's also a lot of drama, instability in his relationships. He had multiple marriages, and he did got a big inheritance from his father when he passed away. Got a newspaper, and he is also doing a lot of manipulative, secret things behind the scenes to influence politics and different things that he's aligned with. And also, the eighth house has to do with sensational things, and so his success is by publishing sensational, dramatic information that sells a lot of newspapers and makes for interesting TV for a lot of people. Then we have Mars ruling the house of investments. I did a lot of investments into research into public figures. Also, this house has to do with children. Mars is in infant state, so it's a little bit weak. And this is also the house of basically gambling in a way. His investments are always pretty big gambles. Mars is, because it's weak, can also have some anger issues. He's been known to take revenge on his adversaries. Mercury's at 23 degrees, combust to the sun, and so that makes it a little bit weak. Gives him his career through business and communications and publishing, controversial speech because it is a little bit weak. A lot of people don't agree with what he does. Then there's Jupiter. Jupiter is strong, and it gives him a strong focus on what he came here to do through it's sitting in the house of partnerships. It is yeah yeah, it gives him a lot of his fame and success. uh, then we have Venus at 13 degrees, also close, fairly close to the most effective point, and it gives strong income. It's ruling the house of income through publishing, influence, political influence as well. Um, Strong. Venus also represents wife, as well as Jupiter represented children. So strong wives. And then we have Saturn at 28 degrees in old age. It's weak. It's afflicted by moon. Brings success through manipulation. Now, he is balancing that with a lot of the charity work that he does. Um, and Rahu and Ketu, this position opposite each other in the fourth and the 10th house, brings a balance between home life and career. Makes it difficult probably for the marriages because he works so much and travels so much, but gives a lot of ambition for family and for career. So let's look at the timing of events. His first marriage was during in 56 during a Venus period. Got a divorce during a Moon period. Moon, kind of end of marriage, ruling that eighth house. Became a U.S. citizen and moved, I think, to the U.S. 85, and also bought these newspapers, and at that same time, I think the New York Times, or I'm not sure if it was the New York Times, but one of the New York newspapers, moved to New York. Also bought Fox News, 20th Century Fox, all during a expansive Jupiter period. Jupiter also information and for the public. Then we have had a daughter also during the Jupiter period. Jupiter signifies children. In 2000, he was diagnosed with prostate cancer and underwent treatment. This was also Jupiter period. Jupiter was afflicted at that time, and Jupiter is sitting in the house that has to do with prostate, and Jupiter being afflicted at that time, affected his vitality. Jupiter ruling the body and the health. It is the prime indicator for health in this chart. In 2011, there was this hacking. A lot of tabloid gossip got through hacking, and there was a big controversy with the English government about that. He and his family had to testify. I think that was during a Mars period, which again, Mars is weak, and so there was some issues there. Then we have he fell, got up at night to go to the bathroom on a boat and fell, and caused some issues with his spine and his vertebrae. And this chart on the left, the circular chart, shows what was going on at that time. You can see in the first house, where it says number 9, Moon is afflicting Mercury and Saturn. Mercury would be the nervous system. Saturn would be the skeletal body, the vertebrae, and Moon is accident, ruling the house of accidents. So that, and then 2019, you got pneumonia during Rahu was afflicting Mars at that point, causing unexpected events. I think he ended up in the hospital. And then 2022, got a divorce from his wife, Jerry Hall. I think they were married about 6 or 7 years. Rahu is afflicting Venus. Venus is the wife, unexpected events with the wife. So what could be done to strengthen the chart? So one thing I wanted to mention, I think, was the pneumonia had to do with lungs, and I think Mars was transiting the house of lungs at that time. What could be done to strengthen the chart? Well, he's already doing a lot of charity work, which helps with Rahu and Ketu, as well as the Moon. Probably helping women more would be advantageous, but he's already doing that. So we don't ever strengthen the malefics, Rahu, Ketu, and Moon in this chart. We want to transform them through charities. Now, to strengthen the rest of his planets, Sun, Mercury, Venus, Saturn, Jupiter, and Mars, we would want to either wear the gemstones associated with those planets, or my favorite remedy would be a kavash, as a locket, silver locket containing the Devata yantras for those planets so that they would be strengthened. Um, and you can see those, and also elect to get a reading or take a course at vastucreations.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell. Thank you so much for listening. And check out the CNN special on Rupert Murdoc family.